Hello, everybody, and welcome to the entertainment headquarters, and welcome to not one but two trailer reactions. That's right, two trailer reactions have just dropped over the last couple of days for two of, I guess, the year's biggest releases from two epic film series that we all know. And one of them, for me personally, I love more than the other, but still very much entertained. And so we're going to look at both of these trailers, and hopefully it's going to build the excitement for what's to come out of these two films. So the first film and the first trailer reaction I'm going to look at is for Dune Part 3, the epic conclusion, as it's stated on this particular teaser poster. So the films are directed by visionary filmmaker Denis Villeneuve, and they are based on the Frank Herbert Dune books. So my history with Dune is I remember the one from many years ago, from the 1980s. There's been many different attempts of adapting the book, some successful, some not as successful. There was a TV series thing called Children of Dune. There's been other mini series versions of Dune, and then of course Denis Villeneuve decided to turn these books into this epic masterpiece of a film trilogy now that we're getting. And some science fiction novels and books get adapted better than others. I think Dune has always been a tricky book to kind of transform from page to screen, because some people like these new movies, some people aren't happy with the new movie, some people think they're boring, or the pacing's just too slow. Where me personally, I enjoy kind of a film that has a long pacing, but you get a bit of the payoff at the end. And I thought Dune Part 1 was great. Dune Part 2 for me raised the stakes in action and storytelling, great visuals. So I'm looking forward to Part 3. So like I say, I'm going to go into this completely blind because I'm not diverse enough in the Dune kind of books or world. I do know this is based on the third book or the fourth book called Messiah. So let's check out Dune Part 3.
If we have a girl, what will we name her?
Her name should be Ganima. She'll need to be strong, like her mother. What if it's a boy?
I would name him Leto. So he would have the wisdom of his grandfather.
War feeds on itself. The more I fight, the more our enemies fight back. I'm doing the best I can to protect my family. How did Father do it?
Your father never started a war.
die. But I must not die. Yet.
Right. Very interesting. Like, Timothy Chalamet, he's like the face of Hollywood right now. He's, a very talented young actor. He's doing very well for himself, very successful right now. Makes some really interesting films. Quite happy though he lost the Oscar though to Michael B. Jordan. I'm not gonna lie, Michael B. Jordan owned Sinners, owned that award this year. So glad he won it. But he ho, Timothy Chalamet is a great actor. He's great in the Dune movies. Like I say, I'm not that diverse with the books, and I do know what I've heard of certain people in the third book, Messiah. His character kind of goes dark. He kind of like succumbs to the attention and being seen as this kind of messiah or hero, and it kind of, he drinks the Kool-Aid a bit. That's the things I've heard off the pipeline from people that I know that's read the books. But visuals on that film look brilliant. The cast looks fantastic. Zendaya's in this, Lawrence Plu's in this, Robert Pattinson's in this, Rebecca Ferguson's returning, Jason Momoa. It just looks brilliant. The visuals, and hopefully the feels and the vibe I'm getting is that it's going to be one epic battle, hopefully, to end this trilogy. And whether we'll get more for this, who knows. But for me, it looks very, very interesting, and just like the rest of Denis Villeneuve's other two films, it's going to be grand in scale and deliver hopefully in the epicness and what you consider like a masterpiece film trilogy. You've always got to end the third one wrapping up the story, as well as delivering the higher stakes, the higher action, and making sure it delivers where it counts. And hopefully that's what Dune Part 3 is going to do. Next up, the film that out of the two I'm more excited for, and that is Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's right, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Very excited for this one. Now, why I'm excited for this one is because when it comes to Spider-Man, nothing will ever beat the Infinity Saga when it comes to the MCU for me. Generally, I feel as if once the Infinity Saga ended, they should have ended the MCU, waited a few years and rebooted it, or yes, did a slow continuation. But of course, money's money. It's a business. They're going to continue to rattle them out there and try and bring in as much profit and bring in as much audiences as they can. And the majority of the film in the what they are calling the multiverse saga haven't really entertained me. But what has entertained me is the continuation of concluding or continuing the stories of the characters from the original saga. So, Captain America, loved how they did his story and how they kind of ended it. Thor, I thought his story is coming to an end, but they're continuing it, but not as, in my opinion, as successfully as I was expecting them to do. Hulk stories wrapped up, Iron Man stories wrapped up, Ant-Man's continuing. They're introduced to a few new characters, but the one character whose epic conclusion in his trilogy was Spider-Man. And Tom Holland did a brilliant job in No Way Home. And it was the end of one trilogy, and this next chapter, Brand New Day, is going to be the beginning of a new trilogy. and it's a continuation of his story after the epicness that was No Way Home, which ended on quite a sad, dark note. And I'm hearing the story of this film is going to progress forward and show basically the aftermath of the previous film and how he generally is coping with the events that happened. So a quick plot synopsis: following Doctor Strange's spell at the end of the film Spider-Man No Way Home, the world has forgotten that Peter Parker exists. 4 years later, Parker anonymously projects New York City as the hero Spider-Man. The pressure from crime fighting ignites a threatening physical evolution in Parker, forcing him to deal with that while also investigating a series of crimes that lead to a powerful threat. Like you say, Tom Holland's back, Zendaya's back, Jason Batalon, who plays Ned's back, John Bernthal, who plays Frank Castle, Punisher's in this. Tam L. Tillman is Bill. You've got Michael Mando is Scorpion. Mark Ruffalo's back as Bruce Banner, and a handful of new faces to the trilogy. Oh, and I forgot, Sadie Sink from Stranger Things is being introduced as a brand new character. Without further ado, let's check out Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I can't believe our first hit MIT! MJ, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
I can't.
I knew it!
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
The hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Quit your whimpering. Suit yourself. Mother.
Go home!
And sometimes Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart. What is happening to me? Oh, God. Excuse me, Dr. Banner. I need your help.
What did you say your name was? If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see. Stay out of my way.
You're losing it, kid.
And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of rebirth.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ.
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.
Well, interesting. I didn't know what to expect going into that trailer. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be, I'll be completely honest. For me, it's been a lot of hype around Brand New Day, bringing back Spider-Man, bringing back Tom Holland. He's a much-loved character, a much-loved actor. I do think Tom Holland does a brilliant job, as Peter Parker. The last movie, No Way Home, broke my heart with the death of Aunt May and him having to sacrifice things to save his friends in the world. And this is the conclusion. This is the aftermath of those events. And to see him on his own with nobody trying to diverse himself, through, New York City, trying to live a normal life, but having like that desire to want to, probably reclaim what he once had. And now it physiologically and probably emotionally, mentally affecting him physically. And this gives me vibes of, I remember an episode in the television show from the 1990s where he became, I think it was called the Man Spider, where he was going through like some sort of depression or psychological, torment, and mentally, emotionally, because of his DNA being mutated because of the spider bite, he eventually turned into this creature known as the Man Spider. And it was creepy as hell, but great storytelling, great character building, and all of that stuff. So if this is where this is going to lead to, it's taking it into a completely different direction, because the Spider-Man, from the previous two films, you get to meet him, you see him go through high school, see him meet people, make friends, join the Avengers, and it's like a coming of age story now. He's kind of come of age. He's now kind of diverse in the world as a young adult. And we're now going in a different direction. And for me, this reminds me in many ways of, like, see, Harry Potter, where you have, starts off the first film or book. Yes, it's serious. Yes, there's a bit of, it's drama, danger, but it's more light-hearted, not as dark. Then as the books and films progressed, the films and the books got more serious, the stakes got greater, the threat got bigger, and the book got very serious and dark. And I'm wondering, within the way, the MCU's going, especially leading into Avengers, Doomsday, if this is heading down the road where the character of Peter Parker and the threats are going to get more serious, bigger, bolder, and we're going to see it's heading down towards Doomsday, where he's finally going to be introduced to Dr. Doom, who's now being played by Robbie Downey Jr., who of course played Tony Stark, who Tony Stark was his mentor. So it's going to be an emotional roller coaster. So out of all of the characters we've had from the MCU from the very beginning of the Infinity Saga, that start with Iron Man up to the end of Endgame, there's only one other character whose story I'm truly still interested in, and that's Peter Parker. And he's one of the original, Avengers, or the last remaining of that lot of characters and group of characters that were introduced, and I'm still very much invested in. So yeah, brand new day. It's interesting. The trailer wasn't what I was expecting it to be. I didn't know I was going to expect more action. It's more telling Peter Parker's drama and story in where he is emotionally and mentally at this time. But it still looks like a lot of fun, and that's just the first trailer. I'm sure there's going to be another one that drops, later on, just before the film's release, which will probably show more of the action and the epicness of what the film's got untold for it. But yeah, they're just my opinions of the trailer. More looking forward to Spider-Man Brand New Day than I am Dune Part 3, even though I'm sure Dune Part 3 is going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully it has that good balance of, pasting and action and storytelling and drama and character building. But yeah, looking good. What's your opinion of Dune Part 3? What is your opinion of Spider-Man Brand New Day? Let me know in the comments below. But until next time, like I always say, keep on enjoying your movies, keep on enjoying all things entertainment. I'll catch us all at the next one.